Hi, my name is Allie Ray. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm now 238 days sober. I'm gonna try to make this as short as possible. I think the last video I posted, I was pretty positive. I was happy. I have PMDD, premenstrual dysphoric disorder. It makes me go out of control, essentially, when I have it. When it's related to ovulation or any other week of your cycle, that you're very vulnerable, and people who suffer from it feel suicidal, even homicidal, during their hell weeks, which is what they're called. And I have had such more control on it since I've gotten sober, except this time around was one of the worst. This has been one of the worst weeks of it that I've had in, I want to say, over a year, or it feels that way. I've just been doing so well this summer, and I've been so in control of my symptoms, and yeah, I've been sad and scared and insecure. I feel really bad because this whole weekend I've not been okay. I wasn't really okay on Wednesday when I saw my boyfriend, and this weekend was his birthday, and I was not myself. I was trying really hard to be positive. I took walks. I made him cupcakes and cookies on 2 different days, and tried my hardest to convey every feeling I had as it came up. And in trauma therapy, I'm working on expressing every single feeling that I have, because it's also buried in my body. And maybe that was part of it, that a bunch of stuff came to the surface, along with the hormonal stuff, along with not feeling good last week. I don't know. I felt more out of control with my emotions and my mind and my behavior than I've had in a really long time. And it was really scary, and I feel really bad for my boyfriend having to deal with that and put up with that. Like 2 times this week I've packed up my shit that I keep at his house and his place, and wanted to leave. He's great, he's one of my best friends, and I wanted to break up with him on Wednesday because of something I perceived that wasn't even true. And this whole weekend I was trying to be very mindful and telling him, these are my assumed assumptions. I know it's not true. My brain is being very paranoid and being very sensitive, and all this trauma stuff kept coming up. And he was so supportive throughout the whole thing. My second addiction is cutting, other than alcohol, and yesterday I wanted nothing more than to go home and cut myself. I've had passing thoughts of it since I left Latitudes, the last rehab I was at, but I've been doing a really good job of not hurting myself. And I was really close to it this weekend. If I'm gonna be honest, I scratched my arm as an anxiety thing because I couldn't get the emotions out. I couldn't describe it. I don't want to shame myself for that. And mainly I should feel proud of myself because I was honest with my boyfriend. He said, if I let you go home now, are you gonna be safe, or are you going to hurt yourself? And I really wanted to lie and say I was gonna be fine, because maybe I would get home and I'd feel better, but I just knew that the risk was too high, and that I was looking forward to going home and hurting myself. And he just texted, even though it's not alcohol. Again, I've been really upfront in these videos about the fact that I'm on antabuse, and that doesn't mean I don't have to watch out at all. It means that if I let myself isolate and don't talk about it for 3 days, I can get off of the medication and relapse. I always have that option. And even though I think sobriety is the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I love it so much, when I am in this kind of cycle, when I want to hurt myself, and I feel so unstable, and I can't get myself into self-care mode or rationality, anything, I could totally see myself having a hell week where I stopped taking my meds. And I'm really glad that I had my boyfriend's last best friend by my side this weekend, even though I feel really bad about being so unstable and scary. And I mean, by scary I don't mean that I'm not a violent person. I didn't call names. I just had very wrong perceptions about what was going on. And I felt like I could read his face emotionally and that he was thinking horrible things about me. And I tried my hardest to be mindful and talk about it and say, I'm perceiving this, I know it's not true, so that we could laugh, he could smile, it was okay. It was just too hard though, it was just too hard. And some hell weeks are like that. Some hell weeks are going to be like that. I'm going to see my primary care doctor this week, and this whole event has shown me I need to stop minimizing my symptoms. I've been scared to be honest because I've been worried that no one's going to believe me, but I have to try again. I've been trying to get this treated for almost 7 years now, and the most important thing in my life right now is my sobriety. And this weekend, sure, cutting isn't drinking, but it is a door that opens it very easily. It is a path that's very easy to slip down on, because if I cut myself, then I might as well play Russian roulette with my sobriety, and I really can't do that. The risks are too high. Besides alcoholism, I know no more than ever has been about hurting myself, not about being drunk or me being drunk by hurting myself. I've also been really nervous and inarticulate throughout this whole thing, which is even more frustrating. I'm feeling better now because I'm going over this weekend here aloud with my non-existent viewers, and I know how well I did, despite feeling completely out of control. And there's this meme out there that says, did you have a shitty day? Yes. Did you stay sober? Then you kicked ass. And my trauma therapist keeps saying over and over again, nothing else matters. It really doesn't matter what kind of day you had, what you did, what you didn't do. As long as you are sober when you go to bed, that is the most important thing you do every day. And every day that you go to bed sober, you have done the impossible. You've really succeeded. After nearly a decade and a half of drinking every day, that's amazing. Every day, especially on weekends like this, where it was really, really hard to be me and in my head. And I'm so grateful for interviews, so that I didn't even have the option of doing something stupid. And I'm really grateful to my boyfriend for being so supportive and doing his best even when we were both uncertain about what to do. And for being mindful about where the vanilla extract was. And buying artificial vanilla extracts that can make the cookies and cupcakes. It really does need to be taken that seriously when it comes to me. Because I could do something really, really stupid when I'm feeling this way, even if I'm on Ambies. And that would definitely send me to the hospital and might be fatal. As I say it out loud again, I just feel really grateful, and I feel really proud of myself for getting through this weekend. Because yeah, it really sucked and it really hurt. But everyone's okay, everything's going to be okay. I'm so grateful to sobriety. Because yeah, I had to feel all of this, or I got to know that I was feeling all this. But at least now that I feel it, I know how important it is that I get help for this, and I was able to be mindful enough to know that I wasn't myself, that my thoughts weren't me, and that it wasn't safe for me to be alone. At least I was rational enough to know that I was being irrational. A lot of stuff came up that I've been suppressing as well this weekend, which is good. I feel like my heart opened up in a way that might not have been able to if it hadn't been such an emotionally rocky weekend. I really hope that I start to feel better in the next few days. I want to do this. I want to keep going. This has been a really hard weekend and week in general, and it's worth it. It's worth it. Because yes, being sober sucks and it's painful, but like when I say it saves my life, I'm not even talking about that my liver was shutting down or that it could have been unsafe. It means that I'm aware enough to know how serious things are now. And I know myself well enough to know that I'm not like that. That I'm not going quote unquote crazy. I hate that word. That my instability isn't my fault. This is really scary. I'm so grateful that I was sober for it. Tomorrow I have trauma therapy. That should help. And then I have 2 rehearsals for the 2 different projects I'm in. I am a little worried about this week because I've got trauma therapy, then a jaw surgery appointment because my jaw has been effed up for many years because of something that happened to me when I was 22. Domestic violence related. I'm worried that they're gonna have to do surgery, but maybe I'll feel better. And again, the primary care doctor, it's all scary to get better. It's necessary, it's wonderful, and it's beautiful. It just is really scary to look at what's wrong, to know not know what's wrong, but like know that something's wrong. And it's so great that I'm able to follow through and make appointments and stuff like that, but this is still so scary. It doesn't feel like it's getting a whole lot easier, and it still feels unpredictable. Like how I'm going to arrive and wake up and be like I could be just as unstable tomorrow with all my rehearsals, and they really matter. One of them I'm directing, but I can't control that. I can't control. I know who I am. I'm a wonderful, valuable person. I can't control how I feel. And the more I try to control how I feel or what actions I do, just if I obsess about it, it just gets so much harder. I'll talk about that more in therapy instead of boring y'all with it, but I could have really hurt myself this weekend. And I don't deserve that. I'm so grateful that I'm this far along in this process. Even my worst day sober, it is so much better than what my life had been before I got help. I was so sick, I was so dying, I hated myself so much. Now, at least when I have the thought I hate myself, I wish I were dead, I know that there's something really, really unusual going on because, despite all my whining into these videos, I've been really, really happy. Like, happier than maybe I've ever been in my entire life. This, without a doubt, has been one of the most beautiful years of my life, if not the most so far. I'm just really grateful. Anyway, take care of yourself, sober rights. This is worth it. This is worth it. This is so... I'm not just saying that to convince myself. If and when anyone's watching, these are the weekends that it is absolutely necessary and worth it for. Because you feel more pain than you ever did when you were drunk, but you know that it's not your fault, that you don't deserve it, and that maybe you can ask for help. I need to go right and get my head off of this. Thank you for letting me share this with you. I feel so much better. Peace out.